Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tight Cycling. Yeah, so we are yet again at another race. This one is the stage 4 of the Cobble Crusher in France. We are having about 23.5K or so. Let me just try to speed up a little to make sure that we'll make it into the front group. 23.5K, I think. 155 vertical. Pretty much distributed over 2 climbs. The KOM, Aqueduct KOM, and yet another one that I don't even know which one it is. Yeah, as our name Tight suggests, this is going to hurt tremendously. We expect this to be somewhere around, I don't know, 35 to 40 minutes, depending on how hard people push. But as always, we are not planning on doing much work simply because we can't. So try to get a good draft in the group and then survive all the way to the climb and then see what's left in the legs. So wish us luck, and yeah, let's get going here. All right, so before you know it, 20% of the loop is done. We're averaging 2.8 watts per kilo, which is great because I think that we can sustain for quite some time. Also haven't used our power up yet. So I would assume that this group will stay together at least until the KOM, the Aqueduct, I mean. The group is still quite large, so 90 starters it seems, and 51 in this front group here. But yeah, at least at the second climb, the big one, this will destroy the field, I'm sure of that. But yeah, so far we can actually save some energy, which is good, because I don't know, yesterday I had one sprint race, and it was actually a TT, and my right quad started locking up with like 700 meters to go. And although I warmed up properly, did like half an hour or so of easy pedaling, I'm not quite sure if I can trust the piece. But anyways, oh, look at that. There's a girl or a guy called Mulova, and the first 4 letters is identical to my last name. So whenever I check the zwiftpower results, this person will also come up. And yeah, funny to be on the same ride. So shout out to Andrea Mulova, which could easily be a male or female name, who knows. But yeah, right on. Hope you're having a good race. There's also another person. I just saw the name popping up real quick. I think his first name is Chris Chugg. And yeah, we rode together in a different race and then started following each other. So, well, nice to have you here. I hope it's Chris. I'm very sorry if it's not, but it's C.Chugg, Chugg from Great Britain, I think. Anyhow, let's try to keep on focus on this ride. Only 11 vertical meters so far. Let's see what we have after the aqueduct. Probably not more than 50 in total, which means that the big climb of the day is going to be around 100. But yeah, we'll know a little bit more once we get closer to that. This one, the route that we're on right now is part of the RVG that I used to ride every Sunday with the Cycling Nation group. Shout out to them. Yeah, it's a really nice group. If you haven't done any of their long rides on the weekend, I highly recommend you do. They ride every Saturday and Sunday at noon Chinese time. Yeah, for at least 100k, but even I think up to 300 or 500 even every once in a while. And they just recently started rotating the routes a little, because before it was this one here, or RGV, every Sunday, and now it changed a little. Anyways, if you haven't already, check them out on Zwift, and I think they're on Facebook, and they offer a lot of different rides. Really friendly bunch, very helpful, incredible sweeper team. So don't get nervous if you think that you cannot hold the pace. They have an incredibly strong sweeper team. I actually did my first Imperial Century with them, and I think I dropped 3 times. This is a long time ago, like 1.5 years. So I was just starting out, and twice it was absolutely my fault. Well, all 3 times it was my fault, but twice it was simply no power. And they were so encouraging, so friendly, so supportive. It was incredible, honestly. I've not had it better in real life, so highly recommend. And shout out to Lara, Georgina, who usually lead those rides, Jack, Henry, Jing, and the rest of the sweeper team. Yeah, incredible team. So check them out. Anyways, so with all that jibber jabber, we have already done 40% of the course, which is great. I think we are approaching the aqueduct in the next 4 or 5K. So let's just be mentally prepared for that. And I'll speed it up a little bit and catch up with you in a bit. All right, this is a sprint that obviously we won't contest. We'll just roll through this. But yeah, it's a good idea to use our arrow, because maybe we get a feather, which should help us a little bit up this Aqueduct KOM. Yeah, somebody is off the front, which I'm not very nervous about, because yeah, we are still like 48 people. It's going to be very tough for him to stay away, or her. Not impossible though, but I think we'll take our chances. So here are the cobbles, and our front gave up and is back within the pack. That's how I like it. Okay, so we have 2/3 done of the distance, and you can see that our front group has been halved. 24 people left after the Aqueduct KOM. Yeah, it was actually quite tough to stick with them, but we managed, which now makes me hopeful that we can get to the big climb of the day with still some energy left. We are definitely not going to break any time records. For that, our average power is way too low, 2.7 so far. I've seen results where they had more than 3 watts per kilo over the whole ride. But who knows, it might explode on the last climb and bring us above 3. So I think this is where we're going to turn left, because we still have one climb and then need to go back all the way to the marina sprint, and that is also 2-3K. We have only 6.5 left, so I think climbing, oh here we go, climbing is starting. Okay, just try stick with the group here. So 100 meters of climbing left. Yeah, it's going to be painful. Okay, time to think about the sprint. Oh, I'm quite toast though. Still have the power up, which might come in handy. Ah, ah. Okay. That was more than just all right. But first things first, congrats to V Wang. Incredible. I think he left on the last, or she on the last climb, with like still 50 vertical or so to go, and was just gone, and even held the pack off on the downhill. We closed in on him, or her, but there was too much of a gap. Then we were lucky that we still had the power up, which was the draft. And honestly, normally in a sprint I would have just given up because the guy in front of us seemed too far away. But I could see that I was making incremental advances to his position and thought, oh, maybe he's fading, maybe I can do something. And it seems like we came in at the exact same time, down to the tenth of a second. But if the results are here to be believed, then we just must have gotten him on the line. Sorry, Chugg out, but incredible sprint. He went very early, and I don't know why I stuck with this today, but normally I would have given up. So yeah, but incredible nonetheless. Then also congrats on Chugg, which again, I hope it's Chris. And well done. It seemed at one point, I don't know if it was I think it was the Aqueduct, when he was closing in on us again. He was not on the first group descending down on the other side, but then he closed the gap and was back in the group. And then he was very, very strong on the climb. Again, under normal circumstances, I honestly would have given up. Today, there were a couple of things that worked in my favor, which is first, that yesterday I had it's actually three things. Number one, I had a good result yesterday in a time trial. I won the C, and actually my time was better than the people who went into the B category. So that was one. So I see that if I push myself, then good things might happen. That's one. Second, I was sucking wheel for most of the ride, which, you know, it's fair in a race, and you still have to get up the climbs. This is usually where the race is decided anyways, right? Because sticking in a group, once you're in there, is relatively easy if it's just flat. So that was the second one. And the third one was that we still had a power up and know this course quite well. So I knew when to use the power up, and I also had the advantage of still getting some draft from within the group, which G Gout didn't have because he went early. And I think all of this worked in my favor, and it must have been just hundredths of a second. So, but really well done, incredible fight, and yeah, really good ride from all of you guys. As always, I will put the official results, the zwiftpower results, I'll put them in here later, so you can see if second place was confirmed, which I hope it will. And yeah, then I will also, as always, put in the stats of the ride. Yeah, I think we averaged 2.9 watts per kilo, with the majority coming in the very, very first couple of minutes when the race starts, and then, of course, on the climbs. Yeah, so I rate this, I do think I rate this actually, I would have said right after the finish line, I would have said a 9 out of 10. Now, maybe an 8 out of 10, because we were cruising for quite a long time, and it was essentially 100 vertical meters plus the sprint. Maybe that's not enough to warrant a 9 out of 10. But that being said, it was very tough, and yeah, I'm happy it's over. So that being said, the fourth reason actually why I probably did well was that this is my last ride on Zwift here for some time now. I will be on vacation starting on Thursday, but tomorrow I won't have time to get on the bike. And yeah, I won't be having access to Zwift, I don't think. But I will do a couple of like long rides on a fitness bike in the gym of the hotel. I already checked, they have that. So at least I hope that some of the base endurance and power will still be there once I come back. And then hopefully I will be back on the bike on the 14th, Sunday the 14th of May. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with the video. Hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please do me a favor and, you know, click that subscribe button there on the bottom of the screen. Maybe subscribe. Oh yeah, the first one was the like button. Sorry, not subscribe. Subscribe should also, but the like button would be nice, and subscribing would also be nice. And of course, then you can also turn on the notifications in order to get a message every time when I upload a new video. So for now, I'll leave you with our motto, which is ride hard, have fun, tight. So tight cycling out, and I will see you in about 2 weeks. So have a lovely time and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.